ever been ghosted on social media and wondered why? Stay tuned because I have a spread to help you figure out what's going on. Hi everybody, I'm Sue Ellen Clayton. Welcome to my channel where we're learning how to read tarot one card at a time. In today's video, we'll be using a 3-card spread to look at why Jason quit communicating on social media. I will be using the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and there is a link below. This question was posted anonymously on social media about a person that I will call Jason. The question was, why has Jason shut me down on social media? I will be using the term querent, which refers to the person asking the question. The querent pulled 3 cards, the 10 of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles reversed, and the 5 of Cups. The querent did not mention using a spread, however, I am going to use one called the Hidden Truth Spread. Here's what each position represents. Card number 1 shows what's visible. It tells us what the querent knows about Jason. The card in this position is the 10 of Swords. Card number 2 shows what's hidden. This indicates what the querent didn't see or doesn't understand about Jason. The card in this position is the Ace of Pentacles reversed. The 3rd card is in the Revelation position. It shows what will be revealed about Jason to explain why he is not responding on social media. The card in this position is the 5 of Cups. I wanted to start with my first impressions. I find it's easier to look at the cards holistically in the beginning to help set the direction of the reading. Honestly, I didn't get much. I see they are all minor arcana cards, an ace, a 5, and a 10. Despite how dismal these cards look for Jason, it doesn't look like being ghosted on social media is a life-changing event for the querent. Next, I looked at what was missing, and that is the Suit of Wands, which is about energy. The person on the left looks physically dead. The person on the right looks emotionally dead. The middle card is about Pentacles, which are the slowest moving of the suits. Another thing that is missing are faces. Both of the figures on the outside cards are facing away from us. The middle card is just a disembodied hand. We see red liquid on the ground in both outside cards. We can assume both of these to be blood and represent the life force being drained away. The 2nd and 3rd cards have blue sky with a halo around them. This can represent a connection with spirit. Although I suspect in the 5 of Cups, it means that he wants to actually go and be with spirit. I have been pretty open in my videos that it can take me a while to figure out what cards mean. Pentacles tend to be about money and career, and my first thought was that something had happened to Jason's job. Perhaps he got stabbed in the back by a colleague. I went on to look at the 2nd card being about financial challenges that nobody knew about. And then we'd move on to the 3rd card, which was about him being depressed about his work situation. But that just didn't feel right to me. And then I did what is becoming a pattern. I just stare at the cards until something comes to me. And eventually I had some insight into the situation. I was assuming that this reading was about money, but I actually think it was mostly about Jason's health. So let's get started. Card number 1 is about what's visible. We are looking at what is known about Jason, and the querent drew the 10 of Swords. The Suit of Swords is about thoughts and communication. Reaching the 10 is the finale of the suit and signifies the end of a challenging time of life. Here we have someone who has been left to die with 10 swords sticking out of his spine. It is a painful ending for sure. Because swords represent thoughts, we can assume that Austin's thoughts have led to this situation. And because we're at a 10, which represents completion, this is not 1 or 2 random thoughts. It's something that's been building for a long time. I can certainly relate to this. Let's say that you have a neighbor who started out as just mildly annoying. I have one of those. At first, it's little stuff like they don't take in their trash cans and they fall all over and block the road. Then their kids ride all over your lawn with their bicycles. Then the kids grow up and have parties during the COVID shutdown, and you see them making out on the street when they are supposed to be social distancing. At some point, all the neighbors have to do is breathe, and they infuriate you. What started out as one negative thought can take over your life. And I feel like that is what happened to Jason. His unhappiness has been building, one thought at a time, until it's too much for him. There are many interpretations of the Ten of Swords. Sometimes it represents betrayal, the need to change, or transformation. If I jump ahead to the next card, Pentacles, we know that the problem is likely about wealth or health, although they can go hand in hand. If you're in poor health and you cannot work, and if you live in the United States, you may end up with significant medical bills. This can start a cycle of not being able to pay your rent, becoming homeless, and more. The problems compound. If I jump ahead to the Five of Cups, I see despair. I feel like this is the same feeling in the Ten of Swords around pain, despair, sadness, hopelessness, and hitting rock bottom. He is bleeding and the life force is literally being drained out of him. It doesn't get much worse than this. The Ten of Swords can also represent major health issues, including spinal problems, the need for surgery, or acupuncture. I am interpreting the Ten of Swords to mean that Jason's thoughts led him to this position in life. This position is about what is known about Jason, so I don't think that this is a surprise to the querent that Jason's thoughts have led him to this dark place. Because we see Pentacles in the next card, which is what we don't see or understand, I am assuming that these thoughts are related to his health, his financial situation, or both. You've made it this far in the video, and I wanted to stop and ask for a favor if you're not already a subscriber, and that is to please hit the subscribe button. It is free for you, and it will help me grow this channel. Plus, it means that you won't miss anything. Thanks so much, and if you're already a subscriber, I truly appreciate your ongoing support. Now let's get back to the video. Card number 2 is about what Jason is hiding and what the querent doesn't understand about him. The card in this position is the Ace of Pentacles reversed. In the upright position, the Ace of Pentacles is about new beginnings and an abundance of possibilities in the physical world. Because Pentacles is a very practical suit, the Ace of Pentacles in the upright position also denotes stability. This would include a stable job, stable finances, stable housing, and stable health. The Ace of Pentacles is traditionally seen as a gift from Spirit that could be a new job or business opportunity, unexpected financial wins, or even a new place to live. When the upright Ace of Pentacles is related to health, it can indicate good health, an improvement in health, an increase in vitality, or that it's time to consider making some positive changes to make your health even better. In the reverse position, we can see that the coin is falling out of his hand. This can indicate that Jason is facing financial problems or making poor financial decisions. We can conclude that Jason is being physically drained by health challenges that may be caused by poor lifestyle choices, stress, or some kind of disease. So it seems to me like Jason is likely facing problems with his health and finances that are unknown to the querent. Reversed aces can also indicate some kind of delay. So perhaps Jason had a treatment set up, maybe even for something unusual like a clinical trial, and it has been delayed. Or it might be that he can't afford treatment, or that there is a long waiting list to receive what he needs. Or maybe he was denied disability payments and is now penniless. Aces are also singular cards, and I feel like Jason is facing all of these issues alone. He is not asking for help, or we would have seen a card like the Three of Pentacles. In summary, this is in the unseen position of the spread, so these are things that the querent doesn't know. I feel like Jason's problems would be a surprise because in the Ten of Swords, we know that Jason shared what the querent thought was 10 out of 10 in terms of his problems. So the fact that he is having issues with his health and finances and did not share them would be a shock to the querent. Card number 3 is about what will be revealed, and the querent drew the Five of Cups. Fives in tarot are always about challenges and change. Since cups are about emotions, the Five of Cups is a card about emotional challenges such as disappointment, loss, sadness, depression, guilt, and isolation. This card often comes up after the loss of a loved one to indicate grieving. In the Five of Cups, we totally see Jason being consumed with grief. He is dressed like someone in mourning. Jason is totally alone, and there's not much there to comfort him. There is a river separating Jason from his home, which in tarot are symbols of comfort and security. This river can symbolize his tears, and we can see that there are a lot of them. Another interpretation is that the river is the river Styx from Greek mythology. This separated the land of the living from the land of the dead. Souls were required to cross the river Styx to enter Hades. It's interesting that, in order for the souls of the dead to make it across the river, souls were required to pay the ferryman a toll of 1 coin. This is why ancient Greeks buried their dead with coins, so that they would be able to pay the ferryman for their services. I find it interesting that in the middle card, we can see that Jason doesn't even have a single coin. It makes me believe that he's stuck on the side of the dead, since we can see life across the river, but he can't even afford the toll to make it to the afterlife. This is not a happy place to be. Jason is focusing on what is wrong with his life and not on the positives that are still there if he chooses to look up or turn around. He's not looking at the bridge in the distance that could take him back home. I've had my share of pain and grief in my life, and I get it. That sense of hopelessness can become all-consuming, and you just don't see a way out. This sense of isolation makes sense because mental health issues are often hidden. Mental health problems can take a toll on your physical health, as well as the stress from financial problems. So I believe that what is being revealed in this card is how truly depressed Jason has become due to his health and/or financial issues. He really just wants to die, but can't even make that happen. This reading was to answer the queerant's question about why Jason has shut them down on social media. I think the reason is because Jason is physically and mentally unwell, and the problem might have been exacerbated by financial problems. Jason is isolating himself. He can no longer see any positives in his life, and he's come to the point where he's ready for his life to be over. Okay, so another cheery reading brought to you by Sue. You're welcome. I hope this video gave you some ideas that you can apply to your tarot practice. Please leave a comment if you'd like to share what you learned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.